Quick shout out to my Patreons who keep this channel going. You can join my Patreon down in the description below. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to the 17th episode of Moriarty the Patriot. This one's titled The Riot in New Scotland Yard. No Act 1, Act 2 here, so it seems as though this is going to be either a self-contained story, or at least if this is a multi-parter, which I feel like there should be some repercussions to what happens in this one. It's not directly linked like Phantom Whitechapel was last time, or even A Scandal of the British Empire. So we haven't actually had a single episode title since like episode 5 or something of the first season. So I don't know if this is going to be a shorter self-contained story or not. I'm assuming it's going to be, well, considering it's the Riot in New Scotland Yard, it's got something to do with the events of Scotland Yard. I don't know particularly what, but a riot often implies a bit of mayhem, maybe like a revolution almost, maybe a change in regime or something. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of pressure on Scotland Yard right now because of the whole Jack the Ripper incident. The people and the police were about to just openly start fighting in Whitechapel, so it was getting pretty bad. And with Jack the Ripper still not caught, and Holmes even saying, can't really do that, we have to keep Jack the Ripper a secret just to keep Britain safe, and kind of playing into the hands of Moriarty to an extent there as well. We do know the true mastermind behind all that Jack the Ripper stuff was in fact Milverton, who is a real character from the Arthur Conan Doyle series. I think he has one of the short stories named after him from Arthur Conan Doyle. I know nothing of his character. I've never even heard that name in passing. Charles Augustus Milverton, like, doesn't ring a bell in any manner, which I guess is both a great thing and a bad thing, because it's like, well, I kind of wish I knew more, but at the same time, I can now be surprised by his character in a way, which is kind of nice. But like, people like Moriarty and Sherlock and Watson and Mrs. Hudson and Lestrade, it's like, you know those characters because they've been done so many times in other adaptations. Milverton just doesn't strike a bell. I don't even remember if the BBC Sherlock series actually ever dealt with Milverton. I don't remember it doing so, but maybe it did in one of like the season 4 bits, because I remember season 1 and season 2 very well. Season 3 less so, and season 4 I don't think I remember at all. There were 4 seasons of Sherlock for BBC, right? I'm not just making that up. There was 4 series, right? Yes, there was 4 series. 4th season was in 2017. The Final Problem, yeah. Yeah, okay. So I am kind of remembering it. Man, I want there to be more of that. I can't believe it's been 11 years since the first series aired. 11 years. And it was just growing and growing and growing, and it was like one of the most popular shows on UK TV. Like, I don't understand why they didn't make more of that. Anyway, excited to see Milverton. I assume we're not going to be following too much of Moriarty in this one, since it might be more focused on Sherlock, and I actually really like that about this show, and it's something they did in season 1 quite well, when they introduced Sherlock properly. We don't have to pay attention to Moriarty at all times. Like, normally when you're doing a show and you're focusing on, like, your main party, as it were, you spend most of your time seeing the world through that party's eyes. However, with this show, we have 2 separate groups. We have Moriarty and his workings, and then we have Sherlock and his workings. And we're not afraid to just completely shift our attention over to the other one and just spend an episode with them. And then link it back to Moriarty. Obviously, it all gets linked back to Moriarty in the end, since he is the main character of the show. But Sherlock is like that secondary character that could be a main in its own way. Think So I'm a Spider, So What, which I'll be watching a bit later. And how we have Kumako's perspective and then Shun's perspective. But imagine if Shun's perspective had as much attention and weight and care as Kumako's side. That would be how Sherlock and Moriarty are in this one as well. But this show does a much better job of having 2 perspectives that really do matter a lot. Like, I know they say the human side matters a lot in Spider, and I'm ready for it to matter. It just doesn't yet, and it's going to be a while before it does, I feel. But, yeah. What I really liked as well about last episode is you can see how Moriarty Williams' motives really are dependent on not just getting to the end goal of remaking society and getting rid of class divisions and stuff like that. It's like, yes, that's the end goal, but it's as important to him how it's done as to what we get out of it. And the fact that the real killers were willing to use just normal people to achieve their ends is something he just didn't agree with. It's like, well, if you're using normal people and abusing them and killing them to get to where you want it to be, how are you any better than the nobles that you're trying to overthrow? And he has a very, very good point in that. So, yeah, that's why he just refuses them outright, and I like that side of it. It's a very interesting point to focus on, and I'm glad they did. But yeah, I guess we'll just get into this episode. I don't want to talk too much more because I just want to watch anime, really. The Gatling gun scene. That was fucking ridiculous. Let's just get that out of the way. It's such a ridiculous scene. Anyway, as per usual, these are time-based format reactions here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture-in-picture, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all picture-in-picture reactions I do on the channel, which is everything from the current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows World Trigger, Symphonia G, and Log Horizon Season 2. We also have movie reactions with Kiki's Delivery Service, the planned movie for May, and will be going up either on a Monday or Saturday over the coming weeks. So if you become a Patreon today, you'll have access to that when it first comes out. So look forward to that one as well. But here on YouTube, we have to do timer-based, so bottom left of the screen you'll see a timer for the episode. I'll count you down 3, 2, 1, play. Then on play, you start the episode, I start the episode, and we should be in sync. We are watching this one on Funimation, as per usual, since they licensed the series. We have the Bandai visual logo and then the Funimation logo, so about 11 seconds of logos, give or take. I'll call them out as they go past, but you can also use screen flash on my face or the mic or this part of my headset to tell when the scenes are transitioning. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Bandai visual. Funimation. Cheers. Here we go. Long fade in as per usual. This is Mycroft. Quite possibly. Hi, Albert. I wish you had more screen time. Huh? Michael Dwight? So they... Yeah. Make it look like they've actually got someone just so to restore their power and faith, I guess. Yep. Yep. I love this. I love this link between the Moriartys and Mycroft. I just love that. OP time. Is this the first time we've had subtitles on this OP? Can't remember if I've seen this yet or not. Albert deserves more screen time. Every time. Actual Jack the Ripper. Oh boy. Alistrad? Who's this? Passon, okay. Mm-hmm. Chief Inspector. Apparently. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just trying to exert power. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Right. Quite literally, if we're not careful. Yep. Almost certainly, yes. Oh. Off the books money, yep. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Sounds perfect. Hmm. Sherlock? Yep. If in doubt, turn to Sherlock. No, when it concerns Jack the Ripper and how he went to the effort of concealing it, I think you might be able to get him on side here. God, the factories. Oh, hello, Mr. Weapons Dealer. I've been expecting you, Mr. Bond. I feel like that was intentional. Oh, shit. Hmm. Very nice. Hmm. Is it a vehicle? Ooh. Very fancy. We're having our goddamn Q scene right here. Like, I swear. They're pulling out all the tropes, and I love it. Mm-hmm. Mm. With him? With Bond? Looks a little dumb, but still. It's definitely a head turner. Not many people have an autocar right now. I'm surprised they didn't try and do a shaken not stirred joke there. I really am. A lot of people looking. Mm-hmm. Yep. Forced confession. It's holding out well, which is good. As yet unnamed cocktail. What are we going to name it? We're going to give it a name? Patterson, okay. Yeah, boy. Mm. Gonna intervene? Yep. Oh, you think this is gonna work? Yeah, no. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Here comes the plan. All going to plan. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Mm-hmm. So they're actually working towards a common goal, which is. Mm-hmm. Just following his plans. I love it. Mm-hmm. Is he gonna be able to speak up against his boss? Jesus. Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Oh shit. Charlie's just watching like he does. Doesn't even notice. Or did he? Maybe he did. Was there a little handoff there? That was a handoff. Well, I mean, it was, but let's just. Mm-hmm. That is true. Who replaces him, though? Is Lestrade gonna replace him? Considering the actions, I don't know if that's necessarily gonna happen. The music. Gotta love it whenever it kicks in. Love how Bond's got his classic car now. I love it. Okay, it's not over yet. Alright, here we go. It's in the news now. Okay. Who replaced him? Okay. 5 detector replaced. Wow. Very much so. Yeah, he is. No. He needs Jack the Ripper to remain anonymous. Yes, it is. More ways than you know. Okay. Oh, so... Oh. Oh, that's powerful. So they have a plan as Chief Inspector of Scotland Yard now. That's reassigned to our control. We have someone everywhere now, basically. Alrighty, plan coming up. Okay, so it was definitely much a self-contained episode for now, and no mention of Milverton yet at all in all that. We'll have a preview for next time, I think. I guess Milverton will come up a bit later. Probably during the execution of the Moriarty plan, if I had to guess. Alright. Excited to see what the next episode title's going to be. See if it rings a bell or not. Still am sad that Albert doesn't get as much time, but... I just love that we have control over British government at this point, thanks to Mycroft. We now have a plant inside Scotland Yard. We're able to manipulate anything that we need. Like, is there anywhere we need now that we haven't already achieved? I don't think there is. Unless we need the royalty involved for whatever reason, but I doubt we need to infiltrate the royalty at any point. Infiltrating the government already gets you more than enough control. Alright, next time. Yeah, looks like Milton's back. Oh. Interesting. The Merchant of London. Merchant of London. Interesting. So we got Milverton next time. And it also looks like we're going back to flashback. We're flashing back to when they were kids, interestingly. And it's not another multi-parter, so it's another self-contained story. So that would bring us up to, let's just see here. After that one's done, we still got 6 more episodes even after that, so we got plenty of time for Moriarty plan to kick in. I have no idea if they intend to go beyond just this 2-part series or not, if they're going to try and find a way to end it. Or at least end off on a good point, and then maybe get a third season, or a second season, I should say. And get like a part 3 to the story. I don't know if that's planned or not. Guess it depends on how they execute the Moriarty plan, right? Like, are they going to go anime original ending for it, or are they going to leave it open to the manga? I'm sure those of you who have seen the source material at this point probably have a vague idea of what arc they would reasonably look to try and end on if they're going to go like that. I'm interested. I'm very, very interested. But yeah, we now have a plant. We now have a plant inside Scotland Yard. We have control of the Chief Inspector. We have control over the British government thanks to Mycroft. And Sherlock is openly admitting, yeah, we are the Robin Hood. For those who don't know Robin Hood, if you don't know Robin Hood, how? It's probably one of the most classic examples of what Moriarty is to an extent. Take from the rich, to give to the poor. Rebalancing of wealth, rebalancing of power. So Robin Hood's fairly iconic as that, and Sherlock can't help but say, no, he is Robin Hood, but he is also a criminal. And I think William is perfectly settled with that. He knows he's the criminal, obviously. He does not stop himself from stooping to criminal acts. Whereas Sherlock, at this point in the story, Sherlock is not like that. I wonder if they will explore Sherlock heading into that territory, because that's something that the BBC series kind of started on, like, the whole idea of Sherlock being like, are you really that different? And how he could easily make that switch and start using criminal methods just to get to the end he wants. But in the BBC series, they kind of implied that he would make the cases that he can solve himself because he enjoys it so much. He gets off on solving cases, whereas in this show, he's not seen as... It's not seen as a sort of... it's not seen as a high for him to solve cases. He's a bit more muted in this one. And is more interested in Moriarty and the Lord of Crime, basically. What they're trying to do, rather than just solving cases that are interesting. I mean, it started off as an interesting case because it was something that was like, hang on, this is someone who's actually really thoughtful about how they go about it. So, once it started off as that, it kind of evolved over time, I suppose. Yeah, good episode for Bond as well. We had our Q moment with getting the new car. Can't wait. I can't wait for that car to have some gadgets on it. You know it's going to have some gadgets. I'm wondering when that's going to come into play. It's like, okay, yes, it's a fancy auto car which will raise, or turn heads, I should say. But it's going to do more than that, right? Come on. It's not going to be a missile launcher or anything like the current, modern Bond. But you know it's going to have something up its sleeve. More than just being a car. So, kind of curious when we get to that. But, yeah, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments what you thought of the episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Spring 2021 lineup you can find here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Till next time. See you guys later.